Welcome back, dear viewers. Thank you for staying with us here on The Breakfast Show. Time now for the second segment of the program. And we'll be talking about Prime Minister Madbouli's following up of the Presidential Decent Life Initiative. And with us to talk on that is Dr Hany Aboul Fotouh, and he is an economic expert. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. A very good morning to you. And let me ask you, first of all, we know that the development of villages and rural areas is an integral part of the Presidential Decent Life Initiative. So talk to us about the importance of that at this timing, Mr. Aboul Fotouh.
Good morning to you and to the dear viewers. Let me first take you very quickly to the Decent Life Initiative and when it started. It started in January 2019, and actually it aims to provide a decent life for the most vulnerable groups across the governments in Egypt. The initiative contributes to enhancing the quality of daily public services provided to citizens, particularly in rural areas and more specifically in Upper Egypt. This initiative will also provide the healthcare and medical services and surgeries and aims to develop the poorest villages. And provide job opportunities. Why it is important to launch, or the importance of launching this initiative these days? It's very important for the well-being of the Egyptian citizens. You know that the initiative will cover nearly 4,500 villages and targets to improve the lives of more than 50 million citizens, nearly half the population of Egypt. The first phase of the Decent Life Initiative was launched to cover the poorest 143 villages, and subsequently it will cover nearly 375 villages. And the beneficiaries will exceed, as I mentioned earlier, mainly about 50 million citizens. It is a huge initiative. It is possibly the largest initiative of its kind, and the investments allocated to the initiative will amount to more than 700 billion pounds.
Yes, Mr. Aboul Fotouh, definitely a national project, a goal for all Egyptians, a project where all Egyptians can, unite to achieve. Now, you mentioned that some of the areas targeted in the Decent Life Initiative include, of course, the development of villages and of rural areas, and of course the sectors of health and education, and definitely, of course, infrastructure areas like the drinking water and like the sewage water and others. So all of these issues are important, but what is the most pressing in your opinion at the moment? Which area should we focus most of our efforts in to begin with?
In my personal views, the most pressing areas that need immediate attention is healthcare. Healthcare and education, and also next to these sectors in importance is the infrastructure. Building infrastructure, proper infrastructure in the villages. Maybe I started with the healthcare because the healthcare system in Egypt is still developing and needs more attention. Where in order to deal with the problem of long queues for surgeries and receiving immediate and proper healthcare for the Egyptian citizens, particularly in rural areas. Education is very important because with proper education, this will help citizens in these areas to be ready to enter the employment market with the right qualifications linked to the needs of the local societies.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Aboul Fotouh, now we are seeing great government support for this presidential initiative. Also, the NGOs, the non-governmental organizations, the civil society is working on this. There are also individual efforts by businessmen and by corporate businesses and private businesses. But there are also a lot of challenges. So, in your view, what are the main challenges that we are facing to make this a success? The main factors that we need to make this ambitious, noble initiative a real huge success?
I believe that the civil society organizations can play an important role in the decent life initiatives. Similarly, the corporate businesses in Egypt, for example, there are more than 4,000 civil society organizations, and they can pool funds from the donors and for the purpose of helping the poorest villages, especially in Upper Egypt, where 75% of the citizens live below the poverty line. I think also the challenges are many, but I believe that coordinating the work under one umbrella is important. Maybe directing the efforts of the civil society and businesses to work closely with Tahya Masr Fund would be the ideal way, because there should be one central body with proper knowledge and capabilities to coordinate such huge projects and the huge number of players and participants in this initiative.
Yes.
Also, for businesses, I think probably giving more tax incentives for the particular donations to the Decent Life Initiative. This might be an idea for consideration.
Yes. Now, finally, Mr. Aboul Fotouh, we know that, again, this presidential Decent Life Initiative is part of Egypt's 2030 vision for sustainable development. So everything, you know, is working within a one frame. We see that the mega projects in the country everywhere are creating jobs. So how, and the creation of jobs and defeating unemployment is a key factor for a decent life. So how can this initiative, other than, you know, improve the sectors of education and health and drinking water and others areas, how can it create jobs?
If you look at the investments allocated for this initiative, 700 billion pounds. This would entail that it will create, it will involve mega projects. These mega projects will necessarily generate jobs. For in the local societies where these projects are being implemented. So, as initial phase, yes, at the time of executing the initiative, until the end, there would be many jobs created for the people in the rural areas, and even after the implementation of the initiative, maybe probably on the second, third phase, when it comes, when everything is on ground, there will be ongoing jobs, ongoing maintenance for the projects, and this will provide an ongoing source for jobs for the people.
Indeed. Mr. Hany Aboul Fotouh, economic expert, thank you very much, as always, for your precious input, sir. Thank you very much. Dear viewers, with that, we've come to the end of this edition of The Breakfast Show. I thank very much my dear colleague Dina Hussein, and I thank you, dear viewers, for watching us. Tomorrow, it's a new breakfast show and a new team. Until then, please stay with Nile TV International. I'm Mohammed Abdurrahim, and this is a goodbye.